Gentleman from Ohio, the Minority Leader, is recognized for 1 minute.
Let me thank my colleague from California for yielding and say, Mr. Speaker, and to my colleagues that our economy is struggling. The families and businesses are dealing with the rising cost of living, and certainly the job market has slowed. You know, at a time like this, we should be working together. And as the Speaker said, she and I came together, and our members came together on both sides of the aisle earlier this year to pass an economic growth package. Those checks will be going out to Americans here beginning in the middle of May and will continue to go on through the end of July. These checks, again, are not out in the marketplace. We hope they'll be out there soon, and we hope that will help revive our struggling economy. But the action that's being taken here today is going to do nothing more than to hurt American businesses and American workers. The Speaker earlier went on about the fact that the typical protocol here was not followed, that the President sent this bill to the Congress without the approval of the Speaker of the House. Now, I think it's time to set the record straight on exactly what has occurred. There have been hundreds and hundreds of meetings over the last 15 months trying to come to an agreement on how this bill shall be considered. There have been changes made. There have been side agreements that have come forth as a result of this. And over the course of the last 6 or 8 weeks, there have been serious conversations between the administration and the Speaker of the House about the consideration of the Colombia Free Trade Agreement. And the reason this bill was sent up here this week was because not one time over these 6 weeks has the Speaker agreed or made a commitment to the administration that this bill will be considered this year. The President's been willing to work with the Congress. The conversations, again, have gone on for 15 months. But not one time during that 15 months was there ever a commitment by the Democrat majority to bring this bill to the floor for a vote in the House. I don't think the President had any choice but to send that free trade agreement to the Congress and force Congress to act. And so what do? We don't go try to work to see if we can get the votes. We don't try in a bipartisan way to move this agreement. No, we're going to go in and cheat. We're going to change the rules under which the consideration of this free trade agreement should operate between the House and the Senate. We're not even given a chance. And anybody that thinks that, well, we're just going to push this off for a couple of months, that is nonsense. This vote today is a vote to kill the Colombia Free Trade Agreement. Nothing more and nothing less. The Speaker points out, well, this President did this, and frankly, there are other priorities in the House. Let me tell you what, when we passed the Andean Trade Preferences Act earlier this year, virtually everything that comes from Colombia to the United States comes here duty-free. The Colombian Free Trade Agreement would allow U.S. manufacturers and U.S. workers who produce these goods to send our goods to Colombia virtually tariff-free. We're doing nothing here but hurting American workers and American businesses. Why? I think the Speaker made it very clear. This action today is nothing short than of political blackmail. The Speaker made it clear that she has her agenda. She wants the President to deal with her on her agenda. And we're not going to move this bill until the President deals with her agenda. That is not the way to deal with our trading partners around the world. I've listened to candidates that are running for president, especially candidates on the Democrat side, who have talked about the fact the United States needs to be more willing to engage the rest of the world, that we need to listen, that we need to reach out to countries around the world. There's probably no place that's more important for us to reach out than South America. Here we have a country in South America that's doing their best to fight off terrorists in their own country. A message that we can send not only to Colombia but to the rest of South America that we want to engage in them. Exactly as many of these contenders for the Democrat nomination points that they have made. What does this say to Colombia? What does it say to South America? And what does it say about free and fair trade around the world? This is a precipitous step in the wrong direction. We're sending a very bad message to our partners around the world, all in the name of election year politics. I think that it's regrettable, it's despicable. If we're going to have a vote here, why don't we put the Colombian Free Trade bill up for a vote? Let the House work its will on that bill, because the fact is, I think it would pass.